All right, hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Jump In and Rant. It is the 27th of July. Hope you all had a great week so far. Hope you all got to check out Raw Reunion and SmackDown because Raw Reunion was amazing from start to finish. But before I go any further, be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, follow, and subscribe so that way you can check out all my videos. I have a couple. I just started a couple weeks, or actually last week, I did a couple videos this past week. So this one probably should come through a lot better because I changed programs. But there's been a lot going on since Raw Reunion. That episode was absolutely amazing from start to finish. They did a lot better job than I thought they were going to. I didn't quite really know what they're going to go along with, but they put it together quite nice. And if y'all miss it, I would definitely suggest to go ahead and check it out. If whether you want to watch it on Hulu or if you can stream it somewhere, but Hulu's usually always has it. But there's a lot going on. I'm sure you all know about tonight is they have a Smackville. So they got the three-way with Kofi Kingston. They got Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler. So I'm not sure what's really going to happen there. I really hope that Dolph Ziggler ends up taking the title, but more likely he's not because I've been a Dolph Ziggler fan for quite a while, and he's kind of like the Jeff Hardy, where he's got the title, but he's never really had a really good reign, and it's usually only short-lived until someone just knocks him off. But Kofi Kingston's done a great job as champion. I'm not gonna lie, and he is probably going to end up facing Randy Orton for the title. And if Samoa Joe ends up taking the title tonight to go face Randy Orton, then everything's just in chaos. So obviously, if you're a longtime wrestling fan, you know Kofi's probably going to go over on this one. And hopefully, I'm not sure what's going on with Randy Orton, if his neck's still having problems or if they're going to kind of give him one last run before he may have to retire. It's really like a toss-up at this point. However, because we've still got a few weeks to go until SummerSlam, there's a lot more to go on before that. And just announced actually for this coming Monday Night Raw, you have Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure why they're going to do that. If they're doing that to kind of add to her and Natty's match, that might be a nice little add. Because if they do make it like a triple threat with Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Natty, Alexa Bliss's little friend is gonna be there to help her out. So it's SummerSlam, so you got to add something to hype it all up. To be honest, Becky Lynch, you want to go from main eventing, to that kind of bring you down on the card because you want to make this like the best ever, and you want to do great things with that women's belt to elevate your career. And Becky Lynch has done a great job, so I'm pulling for Becky to keep retaining because she's a good champion. She's awesome on the mic. I love her attitude. Her new look is like 10 times better than before, but you have to start somewhere, and she's done an amazing job. So. You also got Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe in a Samoa Summit. So whatever that means. Last time I heard of a summit was Randy Savage and Crush. So that summit was a little weird. So if it's anything like that, obviously Roman and Joe, they come from the same island, but they've had a lot of matches in between, between the two of them, and it's great to see them fight. They both give 110% when it comes to battling each other. So, and Joe loves hitting from behind. That's kind of what his thing is. But, he's a very dominant force. Honestly, probably one of my favorite matches from Samoa Joe was facing Brock Lesnar. And I was actually I'm not a big Samoa Joe fan, but when he was facing Brock Lesnar, that was probably the only time I was literally rooting for Joe to win that title because those two colliding together were a very good match. So they produce a very good match. So whether it's Samoa Joe, he knows how to perform. I know he does. I've seen him in TNA. I've watched him his entire career, and it's just he's a beast. And I think he needs to be elevated a little bit more. Even though I'm not a huge fan, I do appreciate and respect his work because he's an awesome competitor. So Roman, I think they're just keeping him out of the title picture for now, but they're doing a really good job with the storylines, and they're building these storylines, and that's what us as fans, that's what we ask for. We want the storylines to be built so that way when, say, SummerSlam or WrestleMania or Royal Rumble comes around, we actually have those matches, and it's like, shit, we know what's going on. Like, Samoa Joe with AJ Styles, that was a creepy storyline, very creepy, but it was there. Yeah, it drew you in too, which is even weirder. But Yeah, it's the story that drive us to keep on watching and keep on watching, whether it's WWE or AEW or Ring of Honor, New Japan. Like we love to watch wrestling because us as wrestling fans, we want to be able to watch as much as we can possible. So you also got Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler coming up on Monday night. Why? I think it has to do with something along the lines of The Miz telling Dolph Ziggler that to make it you rather than to keep complaining that it should have been you, which is fine. And that was probably one of my favorite segments of SmackDown was The Miz jumping out and telling Dolph Ziggler that because Ziggler does need to step it up a little bit more because I like his new Shawn Michaels second rate shit. For some odd reason, I think they're going to go along the lines of Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg, more so than Shawn Michaels. But honestly, if Shawn Michaels were to face Dolph Ziggler, it would make more sense because that's kind of the role he's been playing. But it is what it is. If he faces Goldberg, they better build that storyline, or else it's just going to be a squash match and it's going to kill Ziggler. But if Ziggler actually somehow wins and goes over Goldberg, I don't even know what to go along with over there. That just will come across as I don't know why the hell they did that. But Seth versus Dolph, I mean, I don't really know where they're going to go with that one either. But it does remain to be seen. I mean, if it's going to build to somewhere else, then by all means. I mean, they're announcing these matches like a few days beforehand. So, why? I have no idea. Could have just announced it on Monday night. So obviously they're doing this for a reason. And hopefully that reason is something good. If you're not paying attention to the tag team division lately, besides New Day being the new tag champions for SmackDown, and you still got the same champions on Raw, but the Viking Raiders actually have been doing a great job lately. I mean, they've had squash matches, but to be honest, even in those squash matches, they kick ass. I've watched them in NXT. Being NXT tag champions, they are just wrecking balls in the ring, and they're definitely very entertaining, and I love watching them dominate. They're facing Riders and Hawkins lately, so that's kind of been their little mini feud. And to them, it's just like, hey, let's just knock off these two guys that have been in the industry for a long time, but they're very good at it, and they keep on performing. And I would love to see them kind of step it up and maybe go after like the Usos or the New Day or just any other tag team, even the Revival. I know they're a heel team, but if they were to go after the Revival and kind of go the ultimate dominant heel team and just start obliterating more teams, that would be awesome. That would definitely bring their careers up a little bit more and show that they're high level because they're awesome. They're big fucking guys. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. It is great to watch them. I mean, the tag team division alone in WWE, whether it's NXT, SmackDown, Raw, hell, tag teams are awesome to watch because there's always a lot going on inside and outside the ring. The more people, usually the better, and they do a phenomenal job. So, speaking of NXT, if you guys aren't watching NXT, I definitely highly recommend you get the WWE Network and turn it on because NXT is a lot going on lately with Io Shirai and turning heel and feuding with Candice LeRae. Those two alone, I mean, I love Io Shirai, man. She's awesome in the ring. So, she's probably good right where she's at NXT, playing that awesome role, and just Candice LeRae, a lot of people underestimate her. She's little, but she knows how to fucking fight, man. She knows how to kick some ass. So my hats off to her and Io Shirai. I mean, they're good fighting. I mean, watching Io Shirai face Shayna Baszler they're awesome matches. And for her to turn heel, I think she should go after Shayna Baszler again and try to grab that title because she deserves that title. Shayna Baszler has been holding onto that title pretty damn tight. The last person to take that title from her was Kairi Sane, and that wasn't even for that long. I thought Kairi would have had a better run, with that title. But Shayna Baszler, I guess produces a little more, or she's got that background. She always got her help, so the matches are usually pretty good. She's a beast from within, and she knows how to whoop some ass. So whenever Shayna Baszler decides to, get rid of that title on NXT and move up to the main roster, I believe that's probably one female wrestler that they won't screw around with, and they will probably boost her up into either like a main event with Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair or really those two would be the best ones to elevate her just as quickly, so that way they can do the horsewoman from UFC and get Ronda Rousey back in there versus the horsewoman from WWE, which would be amazing. I would watch that like all day long. Those women know how to fight. They know how to put on a damn good show. But also, you got was it Killian Dane? He's actually he went straight after Matt Riddle, and I like Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong; he's a great competitor. He needs some shoes. It just looks weird him running around with no shoes on. Uh, I'm sure they've told him that he needs to be wearing shoes, but he's Matt Riddle. He does his own thing. It is what it is. But watching Killian Dane come down and just destroy Riddle will actually make for a real feud with Matt Riddle, because I mean, who has he been battling before? Most of his matches are just like, hey, go beat this guy. Hey, go beat that guy. And we know Riddle's a future star, but right now in WWE, he's still in NXT, showing his ground, but he's done a great job. And Killian Dane coming back to NXT and proving that, hey, I'm a dominant wrestler. If it takes, going back to NXT and, whooping some ass, then by all means, he's probably still getting paid the same amount of money regardless. So why not go back to NXT, kick some ass, and then move up when you have your new persona and your new character in play, and just walking in dominant. It's a better thought, and it's when he showed up, I was like, dang, because Killian Dane, he's a big guy, man. He's definitely, if he's creating his own little thing and doing his own thing and being dominant, I'm all for it. I love seeing NXT just killing it and crushing it on a weekly basis, because they put on a great show. I mean, you got Velveteen Dream doing an amazing job with that North American title. He's actually going to be facing Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong in NXT Takeover Toronto, so that's going to be one awesome match. I mean, it's Pete Dunne coming back. He's been he was UK champion for like the longest time, and now he's going after the North American title. And Roderick Strong's like, you shit, and you got this other guy in here now. So it's definitely going to be fun to watch. And watching a three-way dance between these three guys, they will definitely put on a great match. And I'm sure, being a three-way, Roderick Strong, if he doesn't come out of there, and you have the whole entire clique from his group coming in to interfere, I'm sure they definitely will. But it definitely remains to be seen. Y'all don't forget to catch Smackville going on tonight. You got that triple threat, and you also got some singing by Elias. So I don't know what to tell you on there. I'm not a huge fan of Elias, but because they are in Tennessee, they'll definitely do a good. He'll definitely do a good job. And if y'all don't know, Elias is actually on Spotify. I've listened to a couple of the songs. They're not bad, and they're not on any of my playlists, but I listen to them just to, hear what it's like, and they're not bad. So it's, hopefully someone will still kind of come in and ruin it like they always do, because it's Elias. But last thing I want to mention is R-Truth's 24/7 title. If you didn't catch it on the Raw Reunion, please go and check that out. That was probably the funniest part of the entire show. Just changing from one hand to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. You knew it was going to make its way back around to either Drake Maverick or R-Truth. And to be honest, it's hilarious. It's fun to watch. It is part of the most entertaining thing that everybody prejudged right from the very get-go. Oh, a new title. This is going to suck. This is stupid. How come they didn't call it the hardcore title? Because it's not the hardcore title. It's something new. It's a 24/7, which is, yes, the hardcore title was 27, 24/7 before, but it makes for a much better time. And it's R-Truth has done a great job. Drake Maverick's, storyline has done a great job intermixing with it. I'm sure they're gonna bring someone else in, because it's gone back and forth, and it's actually giving Drake Maverick a really good storyline and something to look forward to. It's fun to watch. I mean, when you see Truth riding off with Maverick's wife in a limo, and Maverick's like, shit. He's like, I want my title, and he realizes that his wife is in the damn limo. He's like, oh damn. But they're doing a very good job at that, and I hope they kind of keep it up. And I'm very curious to see what will go on, in the later weeks to come. But if y'all have any questions, anything that you guys want to see on the show, by all means, shoot me a message. Leave some comments below. Go ahead and be sure to follow, and I'll be sure to guys get back with everybody. I usually like chit chatting with you guys and seeing your opinions. I've been watching wrestling for a very long time, so it is definitely a passion of mine. I'll talk old school all day long. Anything new, I can always converse back and forth with. So I hope y'all have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll probably be doing a show here within the next few days. But like I said, be sure to go ahead and follow and share. That way we can get some more people. Y'all have a great day.